life. Vibrational, divine, loving, and harmonious greetings and blessings to each and every single one of you today. We welcome you to Samadhi, Sea of Wisdom Meditation School here in Yuma, Arizona, where we love to remind humanity that it's not about positivity, it's not about negativity, it's about authenticity, it's about realness, it's about genuineness, it's about you, and it's about time. It's about time you discover who you are. It's about time that you remember who you are. And in this moment, we are sharing, and we love to give the opportunity for people to remember who they are. To remember that they are more than what they think. They are more than what we have been taught to believe. We're much more than we can even fathom. And when I say that we are much more than we can even fathom, it's taking that time to discover that, because the rewards are just so much more greater when you can take the time to remember who you are. So here at Samadhi, it's about genuineness. It's about bringing the real you to the table. The real you that desires to show up. And today's message is a very powerful message, is a very potent message. But like everything in life, if you hear it and you don't apply it, it's just a message. It doesn't become a blessing. The moment it becomes a blessing is when we take that information, we take that gift, that blessing, and we open it up. And we start applying it, we start living it from a non-judgmental space of appreciation. So, the message today that I wanted to share, where's that post, love?
And hello everyone, my name is Alice, by the way, and this is Michael. We usually just come on and say, hey, this is Samadhi, because most of you already know us, but for those that are watching for the first time, it would be nice to know our names. And I can't find it, Michael. Oh, here we go.
So while she looks for that, it's the desire to share. When I seen this picture, it really speaks on why our school is transforming so many lives. Because, you know, we may talk about all the beautiful things in life, and we may talk about all the great things in life, but the thing about it is, life shows up to challenge us when we grow. And it says,
maybe you should breathe first, give the chance for you
yeah.
to come in.
And we would like to thank our sponsors. First of all, we would like to thank all our sponsors, especially all our amazing students who invest in themselves, who dedicate themselves, who challenge themselves so they can be a much more genuine person, so they can see and experience with much more clarity and have more insight and awareness, and to bring their genuine self to the table. And who benefits? Their family, their friends, their business. I mean, it's just benefits all around, because they realize that the foundation of anything that we do in life, we have students from all different walks of life, but they realize that the foundation is just that the fact that they didn't know who they were. Because when you know who you are on a deeper level, that shows up in everything that we do. So the picture is, oh, and the sponsors are, excuse me, the sponsors are
in a hurry today.
Our amazing students, of course, our amazing mother right here with us in front of us, Adelina Dudding. We love you so much. Our families, both of our families, Dave Parrish, Phil Bartel, James Merrifield, Defying the Odds, Amy Joy de Leon, Danielle Nonog. Thank you so much to each and every single one of you. And I'm going to read this and then we're going to go into the breath. The person that challenges you and holds you accountable loves you more than the person that watches you stay the same and settle for mediocrity. And the question is, we have people showing up in our lives to do that for us. But what we remind people is we should be that person within ourselves. And to gift ourselves that gift of being accountable and being responsible for ourselves within ourselves. So before we go into more of this message today, let's just take a moment to just breathe. Let's just sit with ourselves. We sit with our best friends, we sit with our family members, we sit with our business partners, etc. And some days are good, some days not so great. But because we love them, because we appreciate them, because we work with them, we move forward. Put aside the differences. Give yourself that opportunity right now. Give yourself that gift to put everything to the side and just see you. Just be with you in this moment. Whatever comes up, just let it go. Bring your awareness back to the breath. Come slowly to your center and unfold the inner peace, the inner joy, the inner unconditional love, divine unconditional love that resides deep within your center. And that's the space that we all share. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in. Slowly come back, being aware of the body, being aware of this moment, being grateful and appreciation and honoring this moment and honoring each moment that comes. Being present so you can appreciate the gift of presence, the gift of each moment that arrives, and to learn that, to remember that every moment is perfectly placed, perfectly designed for you, as it always has been since the moment of your birth and before. Because you are here now. We are alive. We are present. We are gifted with this opportunity to experience. Take a deep breath in. Slowly open your eyes and just take this moment. Just appreciate this moment for 1 second. It doesn't have to be that long. Just a couple of seconds. Just appreciate this moment. Just appreciate this gift that we call life. And feel it. As it is amazing. No matter what we're going through, nothing can rob us of this gift that we give ourselves. Nothing. We can make excuses, we can sugarcoat it, we can put different labels on it, but at the end of the day, all it takes is a breath and a realization that we are alive, and everything else doesn't matter. Because at the end of our lives, all we will only be able to appreciate is not how much we achieve, not how much popularity we got, not how much, extra stuff we accumulated. We're going to appreciate those moments when we enjoy with our loved ones. We're going to appreciate those moments that we appreciated the simple things in life. Because those are the real, greatest, valuable gifts that we are given. So, take a moment to appreciate the small and much greater things. You'll realize that we're always in front of you, that we're always showing up. The more you can practice that, the more you can practice the simple practice of just appreciating the small. I tell you from personal experience, the big things will show up because they're really small things in accumulation. So, thank you for joining us. So,
That's Michael.
we were talking about this actually, a couple of days, because, we do our videos once a week, and Ali and I were talking, and people see that we're like madly in love with each other, that we're just so passionate about each other, but even before we came out as a couple, we're passionate about what we do, and I manifested someone that enjoys what I do and doesn't think I'm crazy, doesn't get tired of what I do. And this is just a miracle. God, Spirit has blessed me with such a miracle, and has, served and helped not just my family, but many families, and has such an amazing family.
I have something to say on that one already. Go ahead, keep going.
So
just remind me
the one thing that I just want to mention before we go on is, people see us madly in love with each other, but it's not easy. It's not easy. People don't realize the behind the scenes that happens. It's simple because we know a deeper truth is that, and it took me a while to really, really start to see this in the beginning, because, when I was helping her, it was easy. Because I knew how I transformed my life from, chaos and suicide, crazy, violent, self-inflicted person that I was, and I started experiencing, this awareness that at the time I didn't realize that I was being addicted to helping others so I could feel more loved, but I never gave that love to myself until Ali showed up in my life. And then Ali turned around everything that I told her, and she said, "Why aren't you loving yourself, Michael? You brought me, you helped me come out of, abuse." What's the opposite of compassion? I'm not able to think right now.
Actually,
the opposite of compassion is, what?
When you said about abuse, we even realized, and it goes with the subject, that, what was that phrase that we used? I didn't come out of an abusive relationship.
Oh, yeah.
I came out of a mental. I said it so beautifully, and I can't recall it right now. Probably somewhere.
I didn't come out of mental abuse.
No, I didn't come out of an abusive relationship. I came out of a
mental state of mind. Abusing.
No. There's a good one. It's in there somewhere.
And we're going to put on a shirt, so you'll see it soon.
Somewhere. The important thing, Michael, I want to add...
It's actually on my phone, but we're using my phone.
The important thing I want to add to what you just said is, when you say that I help your family and how, even my family, and we're talking about challenges, and it may not seem sometimes in the exterior that we're really helping our family when we stand our ground and we have those challenges. Challenges could be that some of the family members are what they would think against you because of your decisions and your life choices. But in reality, they're being a blessing, and we are being a blessing to them until they can learn the lesson that's come to them. The challenges come to us to help us become aware of who we are and what it is that we need to work on. So when Michael explains that yes, we love each other and we have this amazing bond and this passion for what we do and this mutual love for each other, but if you only knew the challenges, and when Michael says, because the quote, that's what the quote says, you have someone that challenges you, that means that they love you. It's not easy to stand up to someone when you notice, hey, why aren't you doing the best that you can for yourself? If I didn't care about Michael, I'd say, you know what, it doesn't matter if you don't challenge yourself and just keep going the road that you're going, where you don't really practice the self-love, and he wouldn't go anywhere. But then it's mutual, we challenge each other, and now bringing that subject to you, because what Samadhi does is help you love yourself more, understand yourself more. So if we can do that for someone else, challenge our partners, challenge our children to step up to meet that goal that they're setting for themselves, for their future, why don't we do that for ourselves? Why are we not honest with ourselves when we see ourselves in the mirror and say, I challenge you, come on, get up, do what you know you need to do, love yourself, embrace yourself, flaws and all, see the beauty in your flaws, turn them around. One of my biggest flaws, I've always been told, is that I'm stubborn as heck. But how about if we change the tonature to stubborn to determined?
Yes.
Someone who is
Committed.
focused and committed and determined and does not give up.
She's very committed.
But then again,
We wouldn't be where we're at today if it wasn't for her commitment, because
no.
oh
So,
my gosh.
but it's mutual. See,
And
because
talking about-
I only mirror what's inside of you, just like
Exactly.
we tell our students, we mirror each other. So we have a big advantage that we learn or remember or experience probably, I don't say it's a race, but at a faster pace or at a deeper level,
So
because we have each other. Hold on, give me 1 second. Don't look at what it's. I'm still talking.
Okay, I just want to
See, there's a challenge. So basically, if Michael and I are challenging each other, and we are together so much, we're sharpening those knives, and there's no other way to go but up. No other way to go. But then we have our own quiet time when we need to challenge ourselves. So now I will be quiet so Michael can see who's on, if anybody's on.
Well, actually, I'm looking and
I know.
nobody's on right now.
If you
I think it's kind of early.
No, and you know what happens too? We're learning this program. Last time when we got off, we go, oh, 3 people were on and we didn't see them. So there's some place that they're hiding.
If we don't see
don't
you,
know.
if we don't see you, we apologize, because
I don't know if you can
we're using
wave.
StreamYard. One thing I desire to say is, talking about commitment, I was actually just feeling the message today, this morning, and because at the end of the day, it's going to be what it is. I mean, we don't write something down, we don't, we don't set something up. We just like to go with how our heart shows up, and in that moment, it's like you can brainstorm everything. Not that there's nothing wrong with planning, it's beautiful. The way Samadhi works is we tell people to trust your intuition, trust your inner guidance, and we could put everything on paper, but at the end of the day, I've worked on things and I put things on paper, and at the end of the day, it's like, put that to the side because I'm feeling something, and usually that's how it works. And there's a person that we talked to about recently, and they said something that really it goes hand in hand. We're talking about Sandy. And she said, you know what, I can plan. People tell me, why don't I plan my trips and all that? And she said, you know what, when I just go and I just go, it's like it comes out even better than I could have planned it. But that's when we trust that everything is well. See, and the reason why I want to share this is because talking about commitment, my mom knows, and we've talked with Ali, that I've done all kinds of different MLMs, businesses, and different things like that, worked in different jobs. And the one thing, and I really want to give a shout out to MLMs, because I've been in many different MLMs, and they say, oh no, that's a bad MLM, or that's a bad MLM. And it's like, I love what MLMs stand for. They stand for getting people together, to free themselves, to work together, to help the individual grow. And that's just like a team. When you help the individual grow, meaning you help yourself grow, then your business will work. There's a reason why MLMs focus on magnifying the potential of the individual. It's not magnifying the potential of the business. In a way, they do. But it's magnifying the potential of the individual. So whatever you're doing in life, if you're not magnifying your potential, and let's really think about what magnifying means. When you take a magnifier, you look and see small. You don't look and see big, you look and see small. So if you want to magnify your potential, you really need to magnify by looking deeper within yourself. Hence,
oh, they can't see anything. You have to turn all the way around. Nope, now the chair's covering. No, sweetheart. There we go. That's one of our shirts. Diving Deeper with Samadhi, Sea of Wisdom Meditation School.
So,
and that's what we put on the post.
so,
Dive deeper with us so that you can self-examine.
Yes. So the reason why I share this about commitment is when you can be quiet within yourself and you can face those most challenging thoughts and those greatest illusory fears, because they no longer exist, they exist in the mind. The identity of who you think you are, the identity of who you've been told you are, when you can face those, the challenges in life get much smaller. Get much, not insignificant of importance, but insignificant of potentially damaging that they can be. Listen to closely what I just said, because that's why our students grow. That's why our students are so grateful when they take our classes, when they take our courses. Is because when you can challenge yourself to face the greatest challenges in yourself, remember, life is just reflecting of what you see within yourself, unconsciously. So when you can bring the unconscious conscious in here, then they'll be less intense out here. And that's why we never get tired of saying how important meditation is in your life. How important, and I'm not, and you know, there's many different meditations out there, and God bless all of them, but at the end of the day, it's being silent with yourself and being open to whatever comes up from deep within you. And when you know these simple processes of how you work, this is why it is so, I wish I knew this 15 years ago. I wish I knew the simple things that we share with our students, of these simple little switches that you can turn on and off inside of you. And when you do that, what was challenging and difficult becomes more fluidic and graceful. Because you transform your perspective of your own self. That's what Samadhi is really about. Finding your own genuine perspective of you. And that's why this message really hit us to share, is when you challenge yourself, of course, anybody that's in anything knows that we've learned more, we've grown more from challenges than from our accomplishments. So, if you're in a relationship, if you're in a business, if you're single and you want to manifest a loving partner, you want to manifest, you know, a great relationship, a great business, a great venture, to discover your why, your deeper why, you must reveal your who you are. Because who you are knows every factor of your life. And it will guide you in ways that you can't even imagine. And you will not be influenced by what other people think, say, or do. Because you will be able to see yourself. And when you become your best friend, you're going to have a best friend right there beside you saying, you know, take that course, do that. And it's going to remind you, whenever challenges show up, hey, love you. Be more kind to yourself. Be more compassionate to yourself. And it's going to tell you, I got you. I love you. I genuinely love you. Because, you know, we're told that when we do something, our conscience says, don't do that. But when we start getting to know ourselves, because remember, it's just a reflection of the perspective that we have of it. And it feels like we have a little devil that's attacking us. But when we get to know ourselves and we tap into that genuine essence, that genuine presence of who we are deeper and deeper, then that voice is going to change. It's going to say, hey, you're worthy. You're so worthy, you can't even imagine how worthy you are. I see you. I love you. I'm here for you.
I know why we can't see people. Thank you, Michael.
Right here, Callie Garcia.
Yes.
You want to read it?
Callie.
I'm going to show it up here.
Callie says the first challenge that people go through is getting out of their comfort zone to be able to grow.
Beautiful.
And that is what we were talking about, challenges. When you have someone close to you, when you have a great partner that can challenge you, it says, come on, get out of that comfort zone. Be it in the dark of your mind, be it in the dark of your room, wherever that comfort zone is, if you have that partner. But if you don't, you really, what we really desire to help you understand is do that for yourself. Love yourself enough to get yourself out of that dark place in the mind, or out of that dark place in the room, that sadness or that fear that just holds you. It's all within you. You decide how you want to start your day. You decide how you want to live your life. It's not about what anybody else says. It's about what you challenge yourself and you say, you know what?
Yes.
I'm going to do this for myself, And no matter what, no one takes away my harmony, no one takes away my peace, because I'm the one that takes care of me.
Isn't that crazy? Then when we realize how free we are, we realize like we're the ones that put ourselves in bondage.
We're the wardens.
We're the ones that enslave our mind. I mean, you know, I don't want to go into depth with this, but you know, I used to believe that, you know, we're being attacked and we're being manipulated and all that. And yes, it is so in this physical plane. But when we remember our deeper, truer identity, and it affects this reality for our own individual self and our own individual world, we will experience much more freedom. And imagine when we can each take our own responsibility of our own world by being selfish. Imagine if more people showed up in the world like that. Just stop and think about that for a minute. And it's not so much how much we teach, it's how much we show by example. It's how much we share by living our truth. Not by just like preaching our truth and saying our truth, but how we show up. And even more how we show inwardly within ourselves. So if you're taking the time every day, I congratulate you. I honor you, because we know it's not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy to daily show up with yourself. And just like if you have a business, you take inventory of what's working and what's not working, of what serves you and what no longer serves your business. Life is a business. Show up every day and ask yourself, is the way I'm thinking getting me to where I want to go? Is the way that I'm treating people, is the way that I'm treating myself getting me to where I want to go, to my goals, to my intent? Is what I'm saying and feeling and doing matching my intention? Because when you start calibrating that within yourself, you're going to start to see a whole nother world that we call miracles, but really it's just natural. It's just the natural flow of the powers that creates and destroys worlds working within you. Because remember, what's being destroyed in your life, there's a bigger picture that you can't even imagine. We can honestly attest to this, that we've had things that we thought were going to work, we had things that we thought that's the way it had to be, and we had to humble ourselves, because here's the thing, and Natalie will tell you this, she's been a very, very instrumental, fundamental, no, what's the word I'm looking for? Incremental? No. A very important factor of this in my life, that I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you know, this thing go through or whatever, and she's like, Michael, you teach this. She really brings that mirror back on me. She goes, Michael, you teach this. You know that this is happening for a reason. And the other day, and I've been sharing this with our students more and more because it's been coming stronger, is we can accept that everything that happened to this point has been perfect. Because you wouldn't be where you're at right now if everything didn't work out exactly the way it worked out. If one thing would have went left or right in the good or bad scenario in our perspectives of the world, then in 1 degree, even in 0.001 degree % of accuracy, that if it would have went just a little bit this way or a little bit that way, you wouldn't be where you're at today. And even stop to wonder, where would you be? Would you be like in a place where you didn't know even who you are? Just listening to this message, you're knowing more of who you are.
Let me add to that.
So, now is not an exception.
Thank you.
Being present is when you align that everything is perfect right here, right now.
Yes.
And you are perfection, living in perfection.
Yes.
But when you get caught up here, then you get caught up with the perspectives of perfection, and then you think you're not perfect. As above is perfect, as below is perfect. Every single cell of your being is perfect, working perfectly. There's no exception.
Yes.
Step into that.
Thank you, Michael. I was eager to say something because as the moment that he shared, where would you be? Do you believe we actually asked one of our students that question? The student came into a very deep, deep realization. And there's a family member there present, and we asked both of them, where would the student be? They both looked at each other and they said, in plain words, 6 feet under. They were aware that the way that their life had come into this beautiful place for this student who had been on antidepressants for more than 20 years.
Her husband actually said that.
And, yes, thank you. Anyway, so it's very important to ask yourself, where would you be? As bad as it may have seemed, as dark as those moments may have seemed, be thankful for them, because if it weren't for those challenges, if it weren't for those places, you wouldn't be where you are today. And speaking of, now that we are coming here to an end, Michael and I wouldn't be where we are, and we wouldn't be where we're going if it weren't for all our determination, our work, our students, of course,
Yes.
the sponsors that Michael mentioned in the beginning, because today, as soon as we wrap everything up and load up and do several things that we need to do before we can head out.
We're going to be on the road.
Yes, we said we were going to, this we did plan. We said we were going to announce that today we are hitting the road. We are taking Samadhi, Sea of Wisdom Meditation School on the road. We've already connected with people who are along our path of where we're going. And if we need to go a little bit one way or the other, that's okay. But I will tell you now, if you see this in 2 weeks, maybe a little too late, but if you get to see this video later today, or share it with friends or people you may know that could benefit from our meditation school, we are taking our message to whomever is open to have sessions along the way. We already have some people in San Diego who are signing up, others in LA. I think we might have somebody in Corona, and we're just working our way up. We're going to go do some training as well for our business. We're also going to be doing some very deep internal spiritual work at Mount Shasta.
Yes.
And then from there we're heading up to Oregon.
That's what we're
And
looking for.
yeah,
More than anything.
the reason why this trip has been planned for about 2 years. Then when we got married and we didn't have a honeymoon, we thought, you know what, wouldn't it be nice if one day we can make a trip? But because of what we do and how we can work everywhere and anywhere we go. We don't plan on working. Going to the grocery store becomes a session sometimes, you know? We don't need to go that far. But the beauty of what we're doing is we are taking our message out there where we know that there are other like-minded people who can go deeper, like Michael's t-shirt says, dive deeper. And Yuma is going to benefit. Some of our sponsors are contributing to what we want to create, like a scholarship, because we will be working with a lot of people who come out of prison. That's Michael's ministry. And who are coming off of drugs. Again, Michael's ministry. Women who come out of abusive relationships, self-inflicting abuse that they allow because of the mindset. So, and that's my area. So we're going to be bringing that to our community, and our community needs that. So if you are here locally in Yuma and you want to know more about our program and watch our videos, we'll be videotaping it. Please know that we are doing this because we know that there are people out there who value meditation, and our approach, our system is so unique. So keep an eye out for our videos, message us if you would like to have more information, and just know that we are going to be working and having fun all at the same time, and I have no idea what. I have no expectations. Just hit that road and know that we are guided by the divine and we follow our hearts.
Yes. And give yourself the opportunity to grow by changing your perspective of challenges. Remember, we don't live in an imperfect world. That's our idea of a limited human perspective. There's a bigger plan, there's a bigger picture being orchestrated, just like a symphony. And know that you are a part of that beautiful music of life. And start tapping into the real music within you. That way you can see the unfoldment of a beautiful, beautiful life. No matter what you're going through, no matter where you're at, no matter what you're being told, No matter your circumstances, no matter, nothing matters but you. When you put yourself first in your calculation, in your equation of life, you realize how important you are. Because without you, this wouldn't be. The butterfly effect of everyone in this world is just so precisely accurate that if you didn't exist, this world wouldn't be the same. And if you really did your homework, because I've done it, even on a vibrational level in meditation, but on a physical level, everything is just perfect. Even when it appears, because there's a lot of chaos, there's a lot of this, there's a lot of that, but there's a lot of greatness. Where are you looking? And remember that the greatness is within you. And because we've forgotten that, is the reason why we see the opposite. So, stop giving attention to the chaos around you that you think, and start paying attention, being aware, being present with the divinity within you. And you will see the divinity all around you. And you will be a force for change, a force for transformation that this world hasn't even seen yet. It's waiting for you. We are waiting for you.
So,
blessings on your unfoldment.
and
Embrace challenges. See them as your hidden teachers. What's the word? Another word for invisible I'm looking for.
Today we are losing the words. I can't think of my
Your
words.
teachers in disguise.
Undercover.
Camouflage.
Oh, undercover. See? Camouflage.
Challenges are camouflaging as your teachers. When you look a little deeper, you'll see a little more clear, and you'll see more truth in everything, because it's all around you. Take a look around you and just start paying attention to the small details. And when you see challenges show up, when you see people that are a little bit more of what you don't resonate with or vibrate with, they're not because they're showing up in a bad experience. They're showing up to call you to get to know yourself better. That's why challenges show up in our lives. Not to challenge us to tell us how bad we are, but to challenge us to let us know, do you want to get to know yourself a little bit more? Do you want to dive deeper? Or do you want to just judge by appearances and keep manifesting what you don't want? So, dive a little deeper. See a little clearer. Live fuller.
Thank you everyone for joining us, and just keep looking us up there on Samadhi Sea of Wisdom page.
Yes.
And before we leave, Phil Bartel had joined us, and we want to just go ahead and thank everyone again. Adelina Dudding, our amazing mom that is always supportive and in many ways, vibrationally and just everything. Dave Parrish, Phil Bartel, James Merrifield, Amy Joy De Leon, and Danielle Nonog. We really appreciate your presence, your vibration, your love, and your caring hearts to join us on this road trip and with Samadhi, creating our school for Yuma.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Blessings. Oh, we have another comment. Oh, that's you. Okay, so Ellie says, hi brother Phil Bartel, blessings. It's blessings everyone, thank you for joining us, and make it a great, amazing day.